Well, guys, just sitting around at Brad's place. Allison just headed out for work about 11 o'clock at night, and the boys played hockey till 20 after 10. I don't know how they did. I could go and check on the computer online, but I'm too lazy. Didn't get anything done outside today, really. Nothing on the car, anyway. I went out, I kind of looked at it, but I got distracted working. Oh, man. Haven't been sleeping well again. Yeah, I went out and I had a little bit of wood sitting in the garage, and I thought, well, I'd get it cut up and stacked, even though I might not need the wood stove much more this year. And I still had about a third of a trailer full of wood. And so I started, and a couple hours later, next thing I know, it was all done and stacked. Except I got a wheelbarrow full that I didn't stack yet. But I guess I kind of did something preparatory. I cut some 2x4s to make some of those square blocks that they make for, you may see them at some of the auto wreckers or dismantlers or junkyards, whatever you want to call them, where they put the 2x4s, two of them, and then you alternate one way then the other, and you make like square towers. So I took all the 2x3 and 2x4 timbers that I got from picking up scrap wood, and I cut it all up into the same length, and I think tomorrow I'll run into town and pick up some nails for the air nailer. I could put them together by hand, but what the hell, I got the air nailer, so I might as well use it. Not much else going on. I have a retirement to go to on Wednesday. My boss is retiring. Well, he technically retired over a year ago, but he went back on contract because his replacement was on maternity leave for the last year, so he's going. She's coming back from maternity leave. I think she's back now. And then the other guy I worked with, the environmental hygienist, he's pulling the pin in April. He's the kind of guy, he loves golfing, loves going to the cabin, and loves his job too, but I guess last summer with the weather we had, it was pretty nice. And I guess he, last summer was the first time he was starting to feel more like he wanted to be on the golf course than at work. So my dad retired when he was 57 after 42 years or something like that. He basically decided enough was enough. He was enjoying his work and then just got fed up with the crap that was getting dumped on him. It wasn't fun anymore, so he figured to hell with it. He wasn't putting any more into his pension. I think he had hit his pension maximum about 6 or 7 years earlier. So he decided enough was enough. He was going to retire, and he did. And I think that's kind of the way. I'm looking at some of the other guys out there, working on other people's stuff, and then, maybe it's time to, if you can afford it, to just do your own thing. Do your stuff. Like I can do my stuff now, but unfortunately, you don't want to be in the same boat I'm in, where your health problems can affect just how much you can get done on your home projects. And working on that transmission a few weeks back made me realize that, you know what, I don't need to do stuff for anybody else. Screw them. Enough's enough. I have to spend time working on my vehicles. I've spent enough time helping other people with things and doing things for other people, and more often than not, I don't get the reciprocal part of things like that. Granted, I'm not one for asking for help either, so it's good if you can start doing the things you love, for your hobby and that. And some people think it's being selfish, but I don't think so. You're only on this planet for a few years. But it makes, every time people out there start having second thoughts of things, and I'm watching videos, then watching it kind of grounds you and makes you think. If you start thinking about yourself, you start to realize that some of your best years are behind you. So the way I look at it is, my best years were for everybody else. The rest are for me. And other than helping kids with their stuff, because you always have to help your kids. Even if it's just supervising and showing them a few things. You got to do what you got to do. So it's good to see people making videos when you have health issues that are affecting the quality of life that you're living. Makes it tough. Makes it tough to get motivated. You know what? Maybe it's time to spend some time for yourself. Finish up what you got. Don't take anything else on. Take a few weeks or whatever and just drive around, check out the back roads of some of the areas that you've never seen. Amber and I are looking forward to doing that this year. We're going to have the whole summer with the motorhome, because we bought it, in August, and by the time we got it all going and got to use it, it was September. And so another month or so, and I'm going to bring it home, and I got to repack rear wheel bearings, and being the size it is, being on a Nissan chassis, I'm going to see what I can do to put a big sway bar in the back to firm it up a little bit. It's a little bit soft, what motorhome isn't, but maybe I can stiffen it up a bit. And I want to extend the back bumper on it and make a better box for storing stuff on the back. So I got my work cut out for me on my stuff. That I'm not so sure about how much I'm going to help him with the chump car racing. I was talking to him the other night, and he was realizing how much a day of walking around on the ice, and it wasn't just walking on the ice, it was on my feet a lot. The fresh air was good, but I helped. I tried to stay away, because Scott's car was in good hands with Brock and Dave, the guy that owns the car. They were working on it, and also the same thing with Tim. He had a little trouble during the enduro with his 510, and normally, it falls on Tim to do things. As his wife Gloria does a lot of stuff for him, but she can't. It came in running bad, and she can't diagnose and fix that. And, I don't know how much time he lost, maybe a couple of laps, but he was out having fun. So when he pulled in, we found it was fuel starving, and the car had been sitting for a bit, so he had a little bit of crap coming out of the gas tank, I guess, and plugged the fuel filter. And also the ignition was getting a little bit wet, so nobody started to go and help when he was pulling in, so I went over and talked to him, and by then Brock realized what was going on, and he was coming over too. And by then I'd gotten the story from Tim, and we got the hood open, and I hosed the whole ignition system down with about half a can of WD-40. And then Brock was cursing me because I also sprayed the fuel lines, which when he tried to change the filter, he was having a hell of a time trying to pull the fuel lines off the filter. But we got him going again, and he was able to get out there. And when Dave was running the second half of the endurance race, he lost a tire, so we had to do a tire change, which normally wouldn't be too hard, but they didn't have any spares that size, so to put a different size tire on it would have wreaked havoc. So we jacked up the whole back of the car and changed both back tires. So, lesson learned there. If you're racing a car, use all the same size tires and rims. Use the same lug nuts for the rims. It doesn't make sense to have two sets of lug nuts and different tires, so you have to change half an axle or an axle to do it. Anyway, I'm sitting here just blabbing and waiting for the boys to get done from hockey, and they'll probably be stepping in the door any time now. And I'm just going to sit and watch the swamp people here catching the gators. And catch you later, and I'm getting on the garage tomorrow, and I'm going to actually do something. So, catch you later. Have a good one.